Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. As you know, our house build is going on. I've been sharing tidbits of how the process is going on kind of a day-to-day basis over on Instagram if you'd like to check out stories over there. But I will be giving another full-blown YouTube update very soon on the framing process, which is what they're doing at the moment. But today I thought it'd be fun to sit down at my computer and actually work out a little 3D model and a 3D virtual tour, if you will, of what exactly it is that we are building. I've been documenting the design process over on the blog for almost 2 years now, and I have to say from when that first started to where we are now, things have changed quite considerably. And so now that we're at the days where they're finally framing, and I can say with most definitive answer that this is what we're building, I want to share that with everyone so that we can all be on the same page as I give you other updates along the way. And I can show you, different things that are happening at the house, and you can sort of reference this video and say, oh, that's that room. That's what they're talking about. Because it does get a little complicated. And to see it in 3D is a lot easier, I think, than looking at floor plans. And so today, I hope you'll join me as I take you on a little virtual tour of Arrow Hill Cottage. Okay, so I'm going to take you on a little tour of the house. First, I'm going to talk about the outside and why we made some of the design decisions that we did make when we were designing this house. And I use a program called SketchUp. It's a free program that anybody can download. I'm hoping in the future on my website to offer courses to show you how to use the program and design a house of your own. It's pretty intuitive, and it's, like I said, it's free, and I think it's pretty easy to use. So that is something for later. But this is the outside of the house. You kind of see it from this angle when you are driving on the road because of how the road curves, and we've got trees kind of that frame the view in this direction. And so one of the first principles for the exterior design that we were trying really hard to accomplish was to make the porch the more prominent feature of the house and to set the garage back. Nowadays, a lot of new houses, the garage is sort of the front piece, and then the house is behind it. And our site is such that it's just a very unique site, and this was really the only flat part of the land that we could build on. And so we had some restrictions there. I'll show you the site here real quick. If you've seen the blog post, you'll know what I'm talking about. This is the road that kind of curves around, and this is the driveway. This square you see here is all, this is the easement. So this is a right of way for the road. We couldn't build there. And this is all set back from that easement. So we had a huge setback from the road, which I actually appreciate that. We even went a little bit further back than that, just for privacy purposes. And there's lots of trees. These are supposed to symbolize trees. There's actually hundreds and hundreds of trees on this property, but for ease of working with the model, I just kept some at the front here. So when you pull up to the house, you see the porch first, and I am thinking of doing a solid front door. Haven't really chosen one yet, but that's sort of what I'm thinking right now. This window here is the kitchen, front door obviously, and then the living room windows are here. Got a pretty simple porch with some stone based columns, and eventually I would like to build, or have my husband build, these nice planters that we can fill with flowers. The window up here is one of the 2 upstairs bedrooms. If I rotate this way, you can see the living room windows. It's actually a living dining space that really is an open area, and it's just full of windows. So this is a south facing side. This is the east facing side, and there should be quite a lot of natural light in the living dining space. This window is for our master bedroom, and then because of the slope of the site, we were able to get a walkout down in the lower level here. And I think we will appreciate that quite a lot. The grading is done a little different than what is shown on this model. So when I show you live videos of the site, you'll probably be able to notice that. They were able to get a little bit more of a flat area back in here, which is really going to be our main yard for the house. If I keep rotating around to the back side of the house, you can see 3 windows here. These are all set at the header height of 8 feet. We have 9-foot ceilings on the main level, and so these are very high windows. And the reason for that is these are private spaces. So we've got the master bedroom here. We've got the master bathroom in this window, and then the powder room in this window. So these windows will offer natural light, but they will not be, you won't be able to see in them from the outside. So it should be good for that purpose. And if you remember, quite a while back, and for actually a really long time, we had this whole back part was going to be a rec room space, like a 2-story gym, inside gym space that we could use in the cold winter months. And it had to be cut off sort of last minute because of budgetary reasons. And now I'm sort of visualizing this space in the future to be possibly a screen porch or just a nice deck space. It really has a wonderful view of the pond from back in here. Whoa. So I think that, this can be developed in the future to be a really nice area. This is the second bedroom upstairs, the window for that bedroom. And then for the garage, we've got a door on this side. Ignore that line. I'm not sure what that's from. And we've got 3 nice windows that face the woods back here, and then another side garage door. From the side over here, we've got a small window that is for the laundry room, and that's another thing that I tried to accomplish with the design, was to get natural daylight in as many rooms as possible. And so even though it's a small window, it's just enough to let in a little bit of natural light and give some ventilation. This larger window is going to be in the kitchen, right above the vintage cast iron sink that we have inherited. So that is something we're really excited about. And as you can see, the garage is a two-stall garage. It's a little bit deeper than standard and a little bit wider than standard. So it should be a pretty good size. Just very simple. The roof lines are very simple for this house. Another thing I was trying to accomplish, just we get snow and all sorts of weather here. And so the less valleys and dormers and everything that you have, the better in terms of, less leakage and things like that. So we've got a very simple 12-12 pitched main roof. The porch is a 3-12 pitch, and the garage, I believe, is a 4-12 pitch. And we've got just a small connection back here, how it kind of ties together. So all in all, a very simple exterior form. All right, now I'm going to move to the interior of the house. And I just recently sort of reworked this area, and I'm very, very, very glad that I did. Now that I see it built, I'm very excited about that. So let me just take you through. The front door is right here. The porch is here. So when you first walk into the door, this is a light fixture. It's pretend like there's a ceiling there. When you first walk through the front door, it's going to be sort of like a pseudo entryway. It's not a separate entryway, which is something that we had before. But eliminating that entryway really gained us a lot more functional square footage for the house. So it's a trade-off sort of. But we've got the living room, dining room, all open to each other, and all of these great windows. So if you remember from the outside, these windows here, the fireplace is between these two, and then the southern facing windows that are under the porch. So really this space should get a ton of natural light. And that sort of opens up to the kitchen space. And these are the 2 antique cabinets that we refinished. My husband mainly refinished them. And they look amazing, and we want them to be a prominent part of our house. And so this is sort of the gateway, if you will, into the kitchen, which still keeps everything sort of open concept, but makes it a little bit more defined. And so then in the kitchen here, and I just recently ordered the cabinets for the kitchen, and I will be doing an update post on that probably next week. We ordered our cabinets through Click Studios, which is an online cabinet company, and I will tell you sort of how that process has been and continue on through installation to let you know my review sort of on what I think about Click Studios. But so far, I've been really happy with working with them. So we've got our fridge here. The only upper cabinet we have in the entire kitchen is above the fridge, and a nice deep cabinet there. This is another southern facing window. Lots of drawer space for snacks and things like that. 2 Lazy Susans in the corner, and then a couple other cabinets. This is a cast iron sink that I mentioned earlier, and my husband is going to be working on refinishing that. And then we're going to build sort of like a custom cabinet to go underneath that. We have a couple open shelves for dishes and things like that. And then on this wall we have the range with a range hood above it, and that's something I'm also really excited about. I think it will be a nice decorative piece. And then we've got just a microwave that I'm hoping to maybe have one small enough that we can sort of tuck it in if we need to. But just enough cabinet space. I don't personally like the feeling of upper cabinets, so that's why we went with the open shelves. But I think if my husband had his say, the entire room would be lined in upper cabinets. So we'll hopefully have enough storage with what we've got here. I think we will be fine. If you walk this way, we've got the stairway. And we've got sort of a U-shaped stair, so a halfway up, there's a landing. I don't have the ceiling on it right now, but obviously you'd see the pitch there. For the roof line, and this is going down to the basement with a little pocket door that we can close off if we've got kids, playing down there or something. Just kind of keep the levels a little separate. And then when you walk through back in here, this is sort of a little hallway space, I guess you could say, that connects the garage mudroom area to the main living space. So you walk through these doors here, and we've got the view of our bedroom, which I'll take you up above here to see it. It's not a big bedroom by any stretch of the imagination. It's a room with a bed, essentially, and pretty good natural light. And we've got 2 closets in here. I'd say that it's his and hers, but actually what we're going to do is we're going to share this closet, and then this closet is going to be used for just miscellaneous things, I think, just like the vacuum cleaner and different things that, need a closet. We don't need any more storage for clothes than what this closet will provide, and then the dresser here. So we'll be plenty good with that. The thing that we're most looking forward to for our bedroom is that it has an attached bathroom, and we are very excited about that. And it also has that window I was talking about earlier, a nice shower, 3-foot vanity, and then the toilet there. And it's just going to be really awesome to have our own bathroom. Never lived in a house with that before. So going back into this hallway space, this is where the mudroom is. And you can see washer dryer. We've got some cabinets here, a nice big row of cabinets and counter for folding things, or every house needs a drop zone, so it'd probably end up being somewhat of it could end up getting cluttered, let's just put it that way. I knew that's going to be something that's going to happen, and so sort of planning for it to be sort of hidden back in here. We do have upper cabinets back here for batteries and cleaning supplies and different things we don't want kids to get their hands on, and there's that window. And then another great feature of the house is that from the garage attachment, we've got the powder room here. So kids coming in and out of the house, they can just use this bathroom. Again, it's got a little window right there. And I don't think I really did anything in the garage besides show some steps up, but this is sort of what the garage inside looks like. Just a big open area there. And this is sort of the view of the house I'll just do a little pan here so you can see all the different angles. All right, so that is the main floor. Now we're going to go down to the basement. So we're going to walk down these stairs. And you will come down to the lower level space. And I'm going to walk you through all of these different rooms. So when you first come down the stairs, you've got the large open family room here. And this is sort of set up to be just a lounging space. This is where we're going to have the TV. There won't be a TV in the upstairs living room. And a little table here for games or art projects or something like that. Just a really, open, casual, comfortable space that we don't have to fuss over as much. Someplace the kids can go. And here's that walkout door that I mentioned earlier. So our yard pretty much is going to be right out there. And we are going to be doing a LVP, a luxury vinyl plank floor down here just for resiliency and easy cleanup. So we really are hoping that this space will be a great asset to the house for the kids. There's a little snack counter area here. There will be a fridge right in there for, maybe we'll have some games or something stored in there. And then a small bathroom. I don't even have that rendered, but there's a sink here and the toilet and a shower down in here. And then the mechanic room is just back in here. And then this is one of my latest changes for this floor is that we decided to open up this. There was 2 doors here and there was 2 rooms here, but we decided instead of making it one big opening, and so we would be able to have a large room behind it for a ping pong table. And that's something my husband has wanted in a house for a very, very long time. And I think it's great because they can be folded up and moved out of the way. And this really can become very much a flexible space. We can have just a lot of different things happening in this room. And this room also has a closet. Technically speaking, for appraisal purposes, this is considered a bedroom. And so we will be having barn doors. We're going to make some barn doors that we can close off. And then it's got the closet. So it needs to have egress window and it needs to have a closet to be considered a bedroom. And for privacy purposes, obviously, some doors. So that will be considered a bedroom, but it really won't be used as that because we don't need another bedroom. But you know how that stuff works. And then from this room, there's going to be not really a secret because I'm showing you right now, but there's going to be some bookcase doors. So it'll be really private and to some people hidden, I guess. Open it up, and this is where my husband's office is going to be. And it's just going to be a really nice little space here. And funny story, initially his office was going to be in this area here, and then we were going to have sort of a ping pong table area back in here. But the more that we thought about it, the more we realized that he didn't necessarily need the window. He does a lot of computer work and he actually likes it to be dark. He didn't really need the window for that, and it's just really more private back here for him. And so this will be a really great space. It's got a nice big desk and make some built-ins eventually, and have like a sleeper sofa back in here so that, if we do have company or something, we could use that area as well. And so that's pretty much the basement. I'm going to just pan around in here so you can see that. All right, now we are going to go up the stairs 2 levels to the second floor. Okay, just to orient yourself, the main level is down here, and so you'd walk up the stairs to the landing and then another set of stairs, and then you'd get to the second level landing, which is just a small space, but it does have a vaulted ceiling. The entire second floor has a vaulted ceiling. And we get asked all the time when we're building this house how many bedrooms we have, because we have 5 kids. And so people kind of naturally assume we're going to have each kid in their own bedroom plus our bedroom, so kind of a minimum of 6 bedrooms. But in reality, we have our master bedroom, and then we have a boy bedroom and a girl bedroom. And we are perfectly comfortable with them sharing. They are perfectly comfortable sharing. And I'm going to show you some of the different techniques that we worked into the design so that we can feel good about them sharing a space, but also having some privacy. So when you walk up the top of the stairs, there's a little nook area right here that I'm going to have a little table at for homework or art projects, something like that. And then we've got the bathroom right at the top of the stairs as well. The door is going to swing this way into the room, and so I'm going to put a stopper on it so that it actually hides the toilet. When you're out in the hallway, you don't see the toilet. But it's not a large space. It's a good sized bathroom, but the thing you need to remember is that the sidewalls up here are a little different. So this sidewall here is just a 5-foot sidewall, which is fine because when you are at the toilet part itself, the toilet portion that you use, that is at about 6.5 feet. And so it won't be any problem to use that toilet, but that's just how the nature of the upstairs is. And so we've got a nice cabinet with a mirror here, and then a shower tub area. So a simple bathroom, but just enough for the kids to share. And I'm going to go into the girls' room first. So we take a left at the top of the stairs, and we've got the girls' room. And they have these really nice metal beds that we are working on fixing up. And so I kind of designed the room somewhat around those beds, but also thinking of different ways the room could be arranged. I always had this vision for my daughter's bedroom for some reason, where the 2 beds were on either side of the window. I don't know why. That's just, I've just always had that vision. So they can do it that way, or they would be able to rotate their beds and have their beds both here and then have an area here for, playing things. Or when they get older, I could see them kind of pushing their beds off to the sides and having, kind of their own half of the room, if you will. So there's some flexibility there as well for them. There are 2 closets in the room, both the same size, essentially, on either side of the door. And then this one here kind of connects to this back space. And this is really just storage space back here because the sidewall height in here is only 4 feet. And, you're not walking in here, you're crawling in here. So this is where you'd store, a Christmas tree or something. I honestly don't know what we're going to use the space for because we don't need the storage, but it's there. Maybe the kids will use it for something. I don't know. And then this one will be have a door or have a wall there kind of blocking that off. And then the boys' room on the other side is a little bit more refined because there's 3 of them. And so you have to get a little bit more creative when there's 3 sharing a room. So essentially you walk into the room and the view from the hallway is of the nice big window, the southern facing window, and this should get quite a lot of natural light, and then a cool dresser that I'm going to be painting. And so you walk in and they are going to have a closet on one side of their door, or on one side of their main door. And then on this side, we've got 2 extra long twin beds, and these are going to be for our younger 2 boys. They're each going to have kind of their own little sleeping nook space here that will be complete with a light and, maybe some storage underneath the bed. And then there's a storage console in the middle here. And then the same on the other side. And as you can see how the roof slopes down, at the foot of their bed, there's not a ton of room, but that's fine. It's a bed. It's where you sleep. Not really necessary to have a lot of headroom at the foot of your bed, so it'll work out just fine. SketchUp is thinking right now, so just give it a second. All right, there we go. So as you can see, it slopes all the way down to a 1-foot sidewall so that we can have like electrical outlets and things back in here. But there should be, a lot of space back in here. That's not necessarily walkable space, but you could store things back here, set things back there. It'll be a unique space. When you're standing in here, it kind of looks like this. So you'd stand and look over at the other bed, and there's this cabinet here. All right, so then when you pan around, I'll go up above because it's just easier to go through this way. This is sort of like the common area, and their clothes will be in here, maybe some books, toys, something. We don't generally have playthings in our bedrooms, but we might have some here. And then this is for our oldest son, and it's a queen size bed because we envision it in the future, like for guests, if we have guests over or anything, that it just offers a lot more flexibility when you have another queen size bed. So like my husband and I could come sleep up here and kick him out and he could sleep here or something, so that we could open up our guest bedroom to guests. We could open up our master bedroom to guests. And so it offers some flexibility. These are also designed so that, in the future, when our kids have kids and they have families, that this whole area could be used as like a little family suite. And then same with the girls' bedroom. There's enough space in here for queen size bed on each side, or a queen size here, and then the 2 twins over here. There's just a lot of flexibility in terms of what goes where. So in his room, he's got a lot more space, and he also has access to another secret area that I'm sharing with all of you. Again, it's just storage space, really. It's just because of how the eaves worked out and the sidewalls that we wanted to have. It's sort of like bonus space. It's not wasted space, it's just bonus space. And so they've sort of claimed this area as their own. I'm not sure what they're going to do with it, but I'm just going to let them have free reign in here. I could imagine there's probably going to be some Legos being played up in here or something. But again, the sidewalls are not that high. They'd have to crouch. It's 4.5 feet about here. And the tallest part is 5'9", so they might be able to stand here for a little while until they grow a little taller. But yeah, it'll be just a fun space for them to have, for the boys to have. So the girls get a little one here, and then the boys get this one here. And that's pretty much, I think that's everything for the second floor. So you can kind of get a rotated view of what that looks like. I'm really looking forward to the upstairs because I just think it's going to be really unique, and I love vaulted bedroom ceilings, and I think it's just going to look really, really nice and cottagey and cozy. I hope that was informative for you and that you can reference this video if you have questions about what exactly it is that we're building along the way as I give updates. And like I said, I'm super excited to share with you the next video update, which is framing. It is starting to look amazing, and I can't wait to take you all into the house and show you the rooms in real live time. So be staying tuned for that. Please remember to subscribe if you're interested in that at all. And thank you for watching today's video. I will see you next time.